Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Sorry, I'm a little late. Let me know if y'all can hear me, if anybody's in the chat. Y'all probably have already left. I am extremely late. I'm gonna start out with the song that, hey QT, I'm a little late. I'm sorry. um, okay, I'm gonna try to share my screen. Um, Thank you guys for joining this evening. Let me see how to do this so we can get this show on the road. Okay. I hope that y'all can hear everything. Just
Hi, I'm Janet, and you may have seen me while scrolling through fastnova.com.
I hope y'all can hear everything.
Had to tell him.
Can y'all hear everything?
Yo, all my life I swear I had to fight. Had to rock myself to sleep at night. Play me to the left when I was right. Enemy had made me lose my sight. But you put me right back in my mode. I was swerving, now I got control. Had to learn to grow and let it go. Toa, hater, yo, look what you made. Move the bitch, get out my way. I had to thank you today. Nothing's in vain. I had to cry through the pain. Thanks to you niggas, I'm paid. Calling me names. I do not care what you say. Everything's going my way. I got time today. This is a letter to all of my haters, and guess what to say? Had to tell them thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Told them niggas thank you. Yeah. Had to tell them thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Told them niggas thank you. Had to tell them thank you. Yeah. Therapy been dropping gems and gold. Love it, but I said I need some more. Told me listen up and don't forget. You can't have the highs without the lows. I was down back begging on my knees. On them for so long that they would bleed. Now I stand up tall and tell my haters, bet you gon' listen to me. Look what you made. Moon the bitch, get out my way. I had to thank you today. Nothing's in vain. I had to cry through the pain. Thanks to you niggas, I'm paid. Calling me names. I do not care what you say. Everything's going my way. I got time today. This is a letter to all of my haters, and get what to say. Had to tell them thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Told them niggas thank you. Yeah. Had to tell them thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Told them niggas thank you. Had to tell them thank you. Yeah. There was a time in my life where I had to look at myself in the mirror and say thank you. But first, I had to look at every ignorant person that ever came across my path and say thank you to them first. Because, hey y'all, you made me the fly young nigga I am today. So if you ever doubt yourself, look yourself in the mirror and say, you got it, and thank you.
I'm doing so. I'm doing so good. Y'all, wow.
All right. I just wanted to grace y'all with that beautiful song. That is my theme song. So I want everybody to say thank you to your haters. Really, your haters are your biggest fans. And I'm so glad that you know, I'm finally realizing that because I was upset, but now I look at everything and I say, if I didn't go through this experience, I probably wouldn't have, started this channel. I probably would have just been in the background. But I said, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. So I want to say thank you to the few supporters that I have. Thank you, free thinkers. Hey Arabia, QT, Gartrell. How you doing, Gartrell? I don't know if you're still in the chat. No Limit and The Word. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Please press the like button and subscribe and share. But today I'm going to be talking a little bit about spiritual warfare. And a lot of people are not aware that there's a war going on that we cannot see. Um, we all know in this world there's good and there's evil, right? And we all know that sometimes, we make mistakes. But some people have the tendency to be a little bit more on the dark side than the light. And I'm not talking about complexion. We're not doing no colorism. I'm talking about doing evil things to other people. And some people are really malicious. They have intent to do, and sometimes we do things out of anger. I know a lot of times I'm not going to do anything to anybody unless they do something to me, right? That's most people, right? But in this day and time, it's really dark. You're finding a lot of things happening that would have never happened maybe 10 or 15 years ago. A lot of things are more prevalent, like with the alphabet community, where I think they have uh, adults that are attracted to children, and now they're making it okay to be attracted to children. That is not okay. Some of the cartoons that we have out today is very baffling. We wouldn't have, I was watching Little Mermaid and Cinderella and all of that. Even they said there's some subliminals in that, but I know now you have a lot of different things going on, and even the cartoons. Like, you have some cartoon characters doing witchcraft, or some cartoon characters making subliminals about sex. It's just really weird what's going on, and it's like it's attacking the children. It's always going to attack the children because they're going to be our next generation. So each generation gets worse and worse. Also, I try not to be religious. I really try to stick with what I believe, but I never try to make other people, despite of what some people have thought in the past, that I've tried to make them believe what I want them to believe. But I want to sometimes give people a different perspective, and I want to learn other people's perspective on how they think on some things. But when I look at the Bible and how they talk about it being a spiritual warfare between good and evil, if you can't see what's going on now, I just don't know what to tell you. I think that you need to watch the news, but then again, sometimes the news is can kind of be mixed up with lies too. But just look at how people are treating other people. People are very callous and cold. They could care less about your feelings or anybody else, and it's all about me, myself, and I. And if you can't see that going on in the society now, I don't know what to tell you. The world, to me, and I don't mean to be pessimistic, it's not getting any better. Okay. And I don't see it getting any better. Actually, I see it getting worse. And I'm going to just share a couple of videos with you. One, I think it's Nefeli. I can't pronounce his first name, but he is a Christian, but he also talks about a lot of things in the world, in the world that's going on. And I'm just going to show you some different cases of sometimes when you allow darkness to take over your soul. Hey, Cornbread, how are you? Glad to see you. So we have to be careful that we don't allow the darkness take over us. And when I'm talking about darkness, I'm talking about that hatred, that evil that we feel, especially when people have hurt us and it's unchecked trauma. We have a lot of bitterness and hatred, and that can turn into us being evil to other people. Let me share this video with you. I'm not going to share the whole thing, but it's just going to be talking a little bit about what I was telling you before about the evilness taking over. Let me share this screen. And I hope that everybody can understand what I'm saying about the darkness. Hey, Tamika, it's good to see you. Glad that everybody's here. Thank you so much for coming over. What I'm talking about, Tamika, you just came in. I'm talking about spiritual warfare and how there's good and evil, and how that if you can't see what's going on in the world now, some people are oblivious to it, but everything that is happening, you can see it's either good, it's good against the bad, bad against the good. You can see that with people, how we treat each other, how even some of the media is attacking our children, having children think about things that they shouldn't be thinking about at this age. And I'm just talking a little bit about how, if we're not careful, we can let hatred and bitterness take over our hearts, and we can become dark as well. And we start treating other people in that same regard. I'm going to share this video with you. I thought this was pretty interesting, and I hope that everybody can see this and hear. I'm not going to share the whole thing, just a little bit of it.
And they also thought that
okay, let me start back over. So let me know if everybody can hear.
Daryl Brooks, fallen angels, and the entities that surround us every single day. It's pretty eerie to hear the stories of individuals like Daryl Brooks, a man who was able to single-handedly drive through a parade and destroy the lives of so many people. And yet, he has the audacity to be able to go to the courts and actually cry. And as he's crying, trying to manipulate the court audience, he's pleading for justice, as if he actually didn't do anything wrong.
All right, we are back on the record. Appearances are as they were before. I need to make a record that at 8:42 a.m. this court ordered Mr. Brooks be removed from the courtroom due to repeated interruptions and disruption with the court. This, of course, comes on the recent history with Mr. Brooks. On every day that we have been in court since Monday, he has shown a complete and utter disrespect for the simple rules of civility. He has been removed from the courtroom multiple times. This morning alone, he started interrupting this court within a minute of the court calling the case.
I saw them reach for something. I don't recall what they had on.
Mr. Brooks, there's no purpose for you saying this right now.
Don't know what they had on.
I'm having the jury brought out. I'm instructing you to avoid the commentary when the jury comes out, or you will forfeit your right to be present.
You.
Mr. Brooks.
So I'm the only one. I got one.
Mr.
I got
Brooks.
one ear that work, and I heard that.
This is to benefit you, so that
No, it's
you
not.
understand
Ain't none of
your
this to benefit
witness
me. So let's
has
be
a
clear about
prior
that.
record.
Your Honor, when I leave the table, I'm away from the courtroom, and I have to elevate my voice. This is the alleged record of ableist
Stop talking.
Oh man, like I don't know who y'all think y'all fooling. I'll set the value in terms of value is documented.
One more interruption, and you're going to be removed to the next courtroom.
That's what you want to do anyway.
It's not what I want to do. Do not interrupt Attorney Opera.
So can
Your
you
Honor,
tell,
I
can
believe
you
he has 7 prior criminal convictions via OWI 2nd from 1997, and OWI 3rd from 1997, and OWI 4th from 2003, criminal trespass to dwelling from 2006.
Right, I need to take a break. This man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist. Frankly, it makes me sick. And we're taking a break.
And what I believe is when it's time for you to make your decision, all of you, I believe that, and I pray that it's the right decision.
I wish I could tell you that this is simply something happening through a gentleman called Daryl Brooks. But that type of spirit and entity that is within that man is all around you. And you see it every day, and I see it every day. Think of how hard it is to even build friendships in our day and age. It's extremely hard. 2 Timothy 3:2 tells us, for men shall be lovers of their own selves. How hard is it not to find a true friendship? How hard is it not to find a true spouse for the many people that are single? How hard is it not to even find the biblical ministry? Oh, many can claim to be ministries, but they're nothing more than glorified businesses within the congregations. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. The list goes on and on and on. Yet we're in a day and age where the occult, where the bad is called good, and the good is called bad. The evil and the wicked is accepted. The holy, the moral, the right, the just, even common sense is shunned. And while society is distracted, and while society is kept entertained, back in the day, if you remember, in the early 2000s, 1990s, you could see things that were occult, but was hidden in plain sight. They would actually try to hide their intentions. They would actually try to hide the thing that we know that is not proper for our kids. Oh, folks, those days are over. They no longer have to hide their intentions. Oh, folks, in PG movies and PG-13 movies, they no longer hide their intentions. You know, there's a verse that tells you in Ephesians 6:12, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. It talks about principalities. It talks about entities. And the way that this works is one demon, one entity possesses a person. And this happens very often in our generation. This happens very often within people. So the entity that's in that one person can play them like a puppet. But here's the crazy part about it. And this happens even with people that have been in relationships. That person that's demonically possessed by an entity, because they have a familiar spirit that knows the person that they're trying to attack, right? They can say the things that that person wants to hear to be able to enter into their lives because they've studied them from birth. This is like the film Denzel Washington. I believe it's called Fallen. If it's not, I'll correctly put the poster on the screen. In that movie Fallen, you saw that Denzel was dealing with a demonic entity that would be able to jump from being to being to being to being.
So, Hobbsy, tell me something.
Shoot.
The other day, you were down in the basement reading an old file.
Yeah, what about it?
Well, it looked like there was some kind of map in there. I was wondering, you go somewhere?
Yeah, I went up the country.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to get out of town. Huh?
Lovely, fresh air.
Yeah. I used to do that, go up to a house in the mountains and sit by the water. It's beautiful. Yeah. So I'm curious, where'd you go?
Why you ask, look?
Come here. Come on, come here. Time is on my side. Yes, it is.
It's on my side. Yes, it is.
Lou.
What?
You always saying that you wanna be free, but I wanna run back.
Mike.
Out.
Mike. So, Mike. Yeah, Decker. Why were you singing that song?
Song?
The song. Why were you singing that song?
I was singing
They
something.
put you up to this? Why were you singing that song?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
And that's a little bit of that movie. I just wanted to just show a little bit about more background of kind of what I'm talking about tonight. If I don't know what most of you guys believe in, but you know, I don't, even if you are a science person, I believe that anyone can see good and bad, right? So, can you just imagine in your imagination, like the demons and angels fighting? If you could just picture that in your mind, and you can actually see, I don't know if y'all remember, if y'all seen cartoons where you have the angel on one side, on your, on the other side of your ear, and then the devil on the other, and they're both trying to get you to do something. That's kind of how I see things sometimes. And then, like I said, I believe there's a world that we cannot see, that we cannot understand, because we are human and we have very limited understanding. Not to say that we're not intelligent, but I think that we're very limited in our understanding on a lot of things, especially when it comes to things we can't see. And I always envision that there's demons and angels fighting for for our soul, or for just to, how maybe the angel is trying to guide you into the right ways. I feel that there's always something that's trying to block that when you're trying to get somewhere. And then sometimes that, that prayer or that thought that you wanted to come through, it comes through, and you're wondering, wow, that was a prayer answered, even if you didn't pray. It was just something that you thought up in your head. And I kind of think that's kind of what's going on now. Also, the spirit of darkness, the demonic energy, I feel like, is the cause of a lot of suicides in society. If you've noticed, there's more and more suicides that are happening just in the past, I would say maybe 4 to 3 years since the pandemic, with the C-19. We've had a lot of people that were depressed. They felt hopeless. At that time, there was nothing hardly open besides grocery stores. So a lot of people that had a social life before, they, hi, Drea, they were very closed in, and they didn't have that social circle anymore like they did before, and they became depressed and they became hopeless. And a lot of times suicide comes because of hopelessness. People don't feel like they are important or that they are seen or known. And I believe that that's evil. I believe that some dark entity, it causes you to think that you are worthless. And if you feed into the lie, you sometimes make decisions. I think I heard this saying, we make permanent decisions for temporary problems. And that's what I see suicide. I had a unfortunate situation. I had an uncle as well to commit suicide. We had no idea that he was actually suffering the way he was. He was very close to his wife, and his wife's son, which was not his son, because she was struggling with cancer. So he took her to Dallas to live with him, so that she could recover. Well, while my uncle was alone, he ended up taking his own life. Had we known he was actually suffering, if we even knew anything of him being lonely to the point that he felt so hopeless, somebody would have, you know, uh, pitched in and did something. But the fact that when people are suffering and they allow that darkness to take over, they don't let a lot of people know that. They keep everything inside because they don't think people understand, or they don't want to bother anyone. But when you are filled with that darkness and is around you, and all you can hear is that voice, that lie telling you, you might as well give up. It's over with. Just lay in a towel. It's no point. You'll be better off dead. But when people do that, they don't realize the damage that they leave, the collateral damage that they leave when they do things like that. They leave family wondering, what could they have done? How could they have saved him or saved her? And it leaves a lot of pain and unanswered questions when people commit suicide. I'm going to share another video with you. His name is Jason A. He is very good. He talks about a lot of the different events in the world as well. And I would like to share this video with you. It's not long at all. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Just bear with me.
Alone and for a long time, seemingly unsure of exactly who he was. Pitt telling GQ he suffered from a low-grade depression. Out here in California, there's a lot of talk about being your authentic self. It would plague me. What does authentic mean?
Last year, in an essay for Allure magazine, Chris said she cringed at the idea of turning 30, writing, "It feels like a cold reminder that I'm running out of time to matter in society's eyes, and it's infuriating." In her final Instagram post, Chris writing, "May this day bring you rest and peace."
Sad news out of Hollywood. Actor Jason David Frank, the original star of the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series, has died. Frank debuted as a Green Power Ranger, a villain, before morphing into the good White Power Ranger in later episodes.
While Frank's cause of death has not been confirmed at this point, some reports indicate that he may have taken his own life. Frank played the Green Ranger on the 1990s TV show, which depicted 5 teenagers that were tasked with saving the Earth from evil.
Well, the Ellen DeGeneres show's DJ Twitch has been found dead, aged 40, in a Los Angeles hotel room. According to TMZ, he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
They were just a happy family, and that's why I think everyone is so shocked and surprised.
He is the latest high-profile African-American celebrity believed to have taken his own life.
I needed to lose you to love me. To love Now, Selena handed over years of her personal diaries, which became part of this film, and her new music. Selena Gomez, My Mind and Me, premieres tomorrow on Apple TV+.
For decades, scientists have believed depression is linked to lower levels of serotonin in the brain. That belief has shaped treatment and helped create a multi-billion-dollar market for antidepressant drugs. But it may be wrong. According to research published in the journal Molecular Psychiatry, there is no convincing evidence that problems with serotonin actually cause depression.
So for people who have been taking the pills and swear by them and say, I do feel better when I take them, have they been acting as placebos for all this time, or?
There is a large placebo effect with antidepressants, but we know that they are somewhat effective, marginally effective. So if it's working for you, stick with it. Any changes in your medication, you should discuss with your doctor. But we have to look at other things because at the end of the day, we don't know exactly what's causing depression.
Okay, let me stop that. And see, this is, what I'm saying, now some things are scientific, like I said, especially with the brain. So there is some things, let me turn this off. There is some things that, with the brain, that does affect our moods, and things of that nature. But I do think it's also something spiritual too, because I've heard, just people say certain things about how they just felt like it was a heaviness on them, or it was a voice telling them, hey, throw in the towel. But then there was this other voice telling them not to do this. I knew a young lady that I grew up with. She had a lot of different issues with her father, and she, in some ways, felt hopeless. And I would kind of try to encourage her. He was kind of verbally abusive to her, as well, sometimes emotionally abusive. And I would always try to encourage her, but she said that it was always a battle. She said she could always hear one voice telling her not to give up, that she has more, it's more to life than this. This is just temporary. Then she had the other voice telling her, it's nothing there for you. You're a waste. You're ugly. You're this, you're that, you're worthless. Everything that her dad said, that voice confirmed. And all I could do was be a friend to her and try to encourage her. But I'm so glad that this young lady that I was friends with, that she did not give in to that voice. That I call it that demonic influence, because that's what I really feel that it is. And that's why I say some people that don't believe in God, they believe in science, they couldn't see that. But if you know that there's good and evil, you know that there has to be some things behind the good and evil. And that's why I said there's always an opposite, where it's God, it's Satan, where it's, angels, it's demons. It's always the opposite. And that's how I see it. And it's like, and sometimes it's not a voice, sometimes it's just a feeling. When you're feeling good about something, things are going great, you have that great feeling, it's like it's like joy. You're happy. But when there's a lot of bad things and stress and things that are going on around you, people are dying, you can't pay your bills, and it's all this stress and it's all overwhelming. It can be so overwhelming that stress can really get to you, to where you start taking anger out on other people. And I would say that's darkness, because you're allowing that negativity that you're going through, and you're spewing it out on other people. And sometimes we can't help it. We're human, right? We make mistakes. We're not always going to be happy. We're not always going to have a great day. But I think sometimes some people let it overwhelm us to the point to where it takes over us. and it makes us into an ugly person. And whatever we feel about our situation, whether we're miserable, we're sad, or we're mad, we take that out on other people that have nothing to do with what we are going through. And that's why I said a lot of things can be medical. I'm not taking away from the medical practice, but a lot of things are spiritual as well. And I think people need to open their eyes. You see, the young lady, the beautiful young lady that was Miss America, I believe. I don't want to misquote it, but no, it was Miss USA. I'm sorry. And I forgot her name, but she was 30 years old and she was beautiful. I mean, if you looked at her, she had everything that, I mean, like she didn't want for anything. She had a great career. She was the ideal look for some people, you know, and seemed like she was happy, but apparently she wasn't happy. And what do you think that made her feel like my life is worthless? Do you think she just woke up one day and thought that my life is worthless? I think it was different things in her life that made her feel this way. If you see in the video, it was saying that, you know, she cringes to be 30, you know, and I'm like, you're just 30. You know, it's like you still have a life, you know, if God see fit, you still have a life ahead of you to get married, to have children. You have a career. You have so many things going for yourself. Why would she think that this was the end for her? And then for her to wake up and be like, you know what? I'm going to write my mom a letter. I'm going to tell her she can have everything. I'm done. I'm done with this world. What do you think happened? You know, it's people don't wake up one day. I don't think, I could be wrong. People don't wake up one day and just decide, I want to just end my life. There has to be series of events that happen to make a person get that low. And that one little thing could set them off the edge. So what I'm saying is every day we have to pick what side we're going to be on. And I mean, and this is, and what I'm saying is we're not perfect, but there has to be something in us. And you're right, QT, it's mental illness. And I think a lot of people think that they're not mentally ill, but they actually are. Mental illness is, I always say therapy is essential in everybody's community. It should be in everybody's community, white, Jewish, everybody should. And if you have issues that you have not dealt with, you need to get therapy. Now, therapy ain't for everybody. I understand that. Some people have different belief systems. Some people believe in, you know, prayer. I believe in prayer too. But I also believe in talking to someone that is objective, someone that I don't know. They can give me a different perspective. Some people like to do different things. Maybe exercising is a good therapy for some people. But you have to get some type of help because unchecked drama, drama too, but unchecked trauma can lead to mental illness. And it can lead so much into mental illness that you're not even aware of it, but people around you can clearly see that something is wrong with you besides you just have a temper or just besides you're depressed. If something has happened, and a lot of people don't deal with childhood mess. I'm going to give you some examples. I'm going to call this guy Chris. Chris was a young boy raised by his grandparents. His mother was in and out. She tried to provide for him, but he did not live with her. He lived with his grandparents. His grandfather was very passive. His grandmother was a very aggressive woman. And when she wanted things to be done, she wanted things to be done. She was also very strict. Chris never felt like he could add up to his grandmother because his grandmother was a hard woman. And sometimes Chris would even think she was really mean. So when he would go to his mother to visit his mother was also very strict too. She was very rigid. She didn't know how to show Chris love. And really she loved Chris, but every time she looked at Chris looked just like his father. His father is in another state. His father was physically abusive to her. And that was one of the reasons why she left him and had Chris to live with his grandparents. So Chris doesn't have a relationship with his father, but his mother, she loved him, but Chris always felt like he had to prove that he was a good boy. He grew up trying to prove that he was a good boy. And when he became a teenager, he got tired of being beat by his grandmother. He got tired of being beat by his mother. The women that were supposed to show him love actually showed him so much resistance. So he felt rejected. When he got in his teenage, he started getting in, selling drugs and doing his thing. And he even ran away from home a few times because he just could not deal with the grandmother. And he definitely couldn't deal with his mother because, like I said, his mother loved him, but she had a kind of a disdain for him because he reminded her so much of the father. He looked like the father. He even acted like the father in some ways. And she felt like she just wanted to beat it out of him. Well, as Chris got older, Chris never really dealt with that. He had a lot of anger issues. His relationship with women were very shaky because he always felt like he had to be in control because his grandfather was very passive. And his grandfather wouldn't tell his grandmother what to do or how to do things. So he said that if he ever got a woman, he was going to be, the boss. And no woman, he, would call them bitches, would tell him what to do, wouldn't talk to him crazy. Now he didn't want to go as far as, beating anybody, but he would. If it came down to it. He had a lot of problems with women. And it's like he loved his mother, but he hated her at the same time. And it went over into his relationships with other women. Chris struggled with depression really bad. He even struggled so much with depression, he almost wanted to end it all and take his own life. Well, he found recreation and and I guess in having sex and smoking weed, drinking, whatever to get the stress off. But he still dealt with a lot of anger. He dealt with a lot of hatred for women. He loved to have sex with women, but he did not like them, especially when they were strong and they had opinions. And if they even resembled anything close to his mother or his grandmother, he really couldn't stand them. Chris had so much unchecked drama in his life. He took it out on people at his job, women and men. And it became so bad. People started to look at Chris like he was really crazy. And one of his friends said, "Man, you need to go get checked, because something wrong with you, bro." Chris was like, "I'm cool. Like it's them. It's everybody else." He overlooked that everything that has happened has been the result of his anger, has been the result of his bitterness. Now, Chris now is 30 years old. But when he gets 40, if he gets 40, he's going to be even worse. He's going to be so bad, nobody will be able to stand him because he is not only egotistical, he's just a plain jerk. Hard to talk to, hard to I would say give constructive criticism because he's always pointing the finger at other people. And with him being so miserable at 30 with his life, he takes it out on other people. And then those people take it out on other people. It's like it's a cycle. And then if he has kids and he does his kids the way his mother and grandmother did him, there you go, another generation. This stuff is generational curses that we take to the other generation. That's why it's so important for us to deal with that darkness within us. If we don't check that, we're going to pass it on to the next and then the next. And it goes on and on. And here you have a whole bunch of people spewing their hurt and their trauma on each other and then giving it to other people. So you have to really deal with that. And that was just one scenario. I have one scenario about someone choosing the light. And what I mean by that is choosing life. I know one lady, I'm going to call her Priscilla. Priscilla was, she grew up kind of rough. She grew up in foster homes. She was sexually molested by her foster father. Her foster mother did not know. Later on in her life, I would say when she was about 40, she was homeless. She had been homeless for maybe, I would say, about 20 years. She had been homeless. She never really dealt with her situation of being molested. She ended up getting addicted to meth. And thank God, through her being addicted to meth and some other drugs for maybe 20 years, she's still around. You know, God still has her here. And one day she went into a dark room. She ended up getting a hotel room one day, and she was going to take her life. She was going to take, she really wanted to overdose. She said, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out happy. And she ended up going into the hotel room, turn off the lights. And, you know, after she, you know, took her meth and everything, she laid down in the bed. And it was something telling her, just close your eyes. It's over for you. It's over. You're worthless. You've been on drugs for 20 years. What man would want you? You've been molested. You've been touched by you're confused. You don't even know if you want a woman or a man. You are just trash. But the other voice told her, get up, call 911. She had the decision at that time to pick one or the other. That other voice was telling her, it's over for you. Just go to sleep. The other voice was telling her, no, call 911. Priscilla got up. She called 911. The ambulance came. She is here today at 55. Not only is Priscilla recovered from being a meth addict, among other drugs, she's also an advocate at the drug rehab that she was in, helping other people that were in the same situation that she was in. And she is so glad that she didn't give up. She is so glad that she listened to that voice that told her to get up, call 911. Now, for some people that don't believe in a higher power or angels or anything of that nature, you have to go through a situation where you have two roads to choose. And sometimes you'll hear a small voice, and sometimes you'll hear that other voice, that hopeless voice that's just like, hurry up and do it. Why are you still here? You're a waste. Things ain't gonna get better for you. You might as well give it up now. So you have a choice to choose. And sometimes goodness and light, higher power, or God comes in a small voice to tell you not to give up. But then you have that other voice telling you to give up. So you have to choose what path you will take. And I told you these two scenarios because I'm showing you how darkness can take over you where you can't even see it because you're so blind. You're looking at other people around you as the problem. Where light is telling you, you still are here. You have life. Don't give up. Choose the right path. You have to make that decision. And every day as humans, we have to make a decision on what path. I kind of let some things get to me and I responded in a negative way. It was a person that wrote some negative comments and I responded in a negative way. I played into that. I allowed myself to go dark because of what a person said. But even I had to choose, and I chose wrong. So like I said, every day we have to make a decision. We're not going to always make the right decision, but we have to try if that's what we want. Because some people want to be dark. Some people enjoy intentionally and maliciously hurting you because they are so miserable on the inside. They have so much darkness on them that can't even see because they so blind. They're blind. They're blinded by their own issues. They're blinded by their own hate. And they take it out on other people as if other people are a problem. They're okay with being that way. But if you're a person that tries to be a decent person and you know there's just certain behaviors that's not okay, you have to pull yourself aside and say, you know what? I'm not going to go down that route again. I'm going to make a better decision the next time. Every day is a new day. And we all have to make the decision on what we're going to do, what path we're going to choose. It is up to us. It's a little thing. Hey, Omega. It's a little thing called, hey, look, Omega got me off. It's a little thing called free will that we sometimes don't even notice. It's free will to get up and go to work, because we can make the choice not to go to work. Every decision from eating, well, from getting up in the morning, putting on clothes, because we could walk out the house naked, everything is a choice and everything is our free will. And it's a free will to choose light. It's a free will to choose darkness. And I hope that this year, and I know for me, I'm hoping that I can learn from my mistakes and not keep repeating the same stuff. I'm hoping that this year I will choose light more instead of going dark, because dark only hurts me. It only hurts those that I love around me, even those that I don't know. It could potentially hurt other people. And we got to get out this mindset of me, myself, and I. I could give a damn about you. I could give a damn about another person, what this person did for me. You looking at it in the wrong way. Because one thing about it, and two things for sure, as my grandmother would say, you will always reap what you sow. So whatever you're putting out, you're going to get. So you have to be careful of how you treat other people. And that goes for me and everybody in the whole world. I am not exempt from being critiqued or being, I would say, have constructive criticism, you know, and that's where we have to have a different mindset these days. It's too much going on in the world for people not to see that there's bad and good and evil and goodness and holiness. There's too much that you got people dropping dead. Young men playing basketball, football have dropped dead. You have men killing women just because they don't want to be with them. You have children committing suicide that are 7 to 10 years old. If you cannot see what's going on, I'm sorry. You need to get off of YouTube and look around you. Look in your community where people are cold with each other. You can't even go ask your neighbor for some sugar. People are different. And maybe they might not be so different, because it did say there's nothing new up under the sun. But I think it's gotten worse as time and as generation keeps going. I'm a millennial, but the generation up under me, I believe, is Generation Z. I believe. I'm not certain. But Generation Z, they off the chain. Like they could care less. If they see, they'll cuss an old woman out. They'll back in my day growing up in the 90s, like we wouldn't cuss around older people. These kids now will cuss you out, your grandma, your mama, your grandmama, your daddy, everybody. There's no shame in the society now. We had shame. If we did something, we had some shame. We didn't want mama, daddy, or uncle, auntie. We didn't want nobody to know, because we had some type of shame. But these kids now, they have no shame. And this is the society that we're living in now. And I just wanted to just make people aware that when you're dealing with other people, sometimes you're not dealing with that person. I believe really sometimes, because I believe more spiritual, I believe that sometimes you are dealing with different spirits. I believe that some people have a good spirit, and I believe that some people have a bad spirit. And a lot of times, like the scripture that he was saying, for those who believe in the Bible or believe in God, they were saying that Satan come as an angel of light. So you could be meeting a person. This person seems cool. Y'all enjoy talking to each other, laughing with each other. This person can be a whole devil. You thinking you sharing information as a friend and telling them certain things, and once they get mad at you, they flip it and twist it, and you are sitting there looking like, what has happened? You just got you just got bamboozled. You just got fooled by the devil, and you didn't even know it. Didn't even know it, because this person came like they were cool, like you could trust them. And that's how the devil's gonna come. The devil never comes with a red suit on and horns. He may come as a fine woman. He may come as a fine man, or he may come as a friend. He always goes on your vulnerabilities. He studies you. He watches you. He listens to you even when you don't think he's listening. So that's why you have to be careful. And this is what I've learned in the past 2 years. You have to be careful who you share yourself with. And I don't care if it's just the littlest things. Everybody, and my grandmother, everybody has told me, everybody that smiles in your face ain't for you. Everybody that's giving you comments and flattery, they're not for you. They're just trying to get just enough information so when they switch on you, they're going to try to tear you down. This is what those negative spirits, those dark spirits, that's what they do. They study their subject. We should not ever now, especially at this point in our lives, be fooled as much as we were before. You know, a lot of times when I share some things, I only told people what I wanted them to know. I didn't tell them everything. I wasn't that stupid. But even with that probably shouldn't have even, came out of my mouth. I shouldn't have said nothing. You should never give the devil bait because he's going to use it. And eventually he'll drag the information out of you if you're not smart enough. Hey, Brooklyn. Hey, Rich. So you have to really understand and study people and know that there is spirits behind each and every individual. You just have to see whether it's a good spirit or a bad spirit. Because there is a lot of people in this day and time, they like darkness. They love drama. It's fun. It's fun because it's not your drama. It's somebody else's drama. But some people like their own drama. They enjoy that. But that's just showing how miserable they are and damaged they are. Right? So, I'm going to open the panel. If anybody wants to come up and share anything, I'm going to make that available. But I just wanted to make sure that, and I'm pretty sure everybody in this chat it knows about a lot of what I'm talking about because we see it in this world that we living in. So if you, I'm gonna have to make somebody a moderator because Melly's not here tonight. If anybody wants to, Brooklyn, you know how to do it. If anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome to come up and share anything you would like to. But I just want to know we have a choice on what we want to choose. If we want to choose the darkness or the light, and I'm not talking about colorism. I'm talking about spiritual. I'm talking about good and evil. And we have to make that choice every day of our lives until we leave out of here. What are we going to do? What are we going to choose? And we also have to be very careful of what we listen to on YouTube. I know it's some content creators we may really, really like, but we have to know what is the reasoning for me listening to them. If it's just entertainment, okay. But if it's dark entertainment, if it's actually where it's maybe belittling or doing harm, maybe not physically to another person, but maybe emotionally or verbally to a person, are we entertaining that? Are we good with that? So I even had to question myself on the things that I listen to, the things that I watch. What is this feeding? Is this feeding the good part of me? And like I say, none of us is perfect, and we're not going to always want to listen to some uplifting. Sometimes we want to see just a little drama, because as long as it ain't us, but you just have to be careful about what we're entertaining, because that same thing we're laughing at could be us. That same person we're laughing at could be us. So we have to be very cautious of that, on what we entertain in our spirit. And I know I had to do a lot of self-evaluation, because again, I always start with me first. And not just say it's other people. I look at me, I know when I missed the mark. I know when I probably could have did something a little different, so if anybody wants to come up, you are more than welcome. Okay, this is my buddy. Hey, Arabia.
Hey, what's up, hon?
What's going on?
Not too much. The only thing I can say, I really enjoyed this video.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of stuff that you say is true, my baby. But we also got to remember, perfect people are all dead. None of them are living.
Right.
None.
Right.
Anyone that's perfect, they're all dead. So, but I hear what you're saying. I appreciate what you're saying. And I didn't really realize that you had a good little channel over here. I started coming over and listening to some of these videos you did, and it was real good. Where you at? Can you hear me? Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna keep talking. This your girl Ray doing another video real quick. I'm on the Selena's page. She's doing a real good video tonight. I'm listening to the whole message. I'm trying to eat as much as I can her message, because it's very positive.
It's
here. Very positive and uplifting. And we need to also pray for our homegirl, Lovely.
Yes.
Don't know if anyone knows the situation over there, but it was brought to my attention. So we're gonna have to do some real praying and support her.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna try. The word. Do you think you can put Lovely's information? I think it's under her page, her Cash App. I know Lonnie put it on her community wall. I'm gonna find it and put it on mine too.
Yeah, I need to do the same.
Yeah, she was letting me know there was some type of outage in her area.
Mhm.
And I just talked to her, briefly. So if anybody can get that information, I don't know if you can do it, Ellie, or the word, can you put her information in the chat? So, but yeah, I talked to her briefly. So we just gonna keep her in prayer, those that pray, and just hopefully everything will. I don't know exactly why it's still in the outage. Why is it in her area? It's still an outage area. Actually, I need to call my relatives too. I have a lot of relatives in California, but they don't live in the Bay. They live in like Los Angeles and South Central.
I think this is the second time it's happened this year to Lovely in that. So I was just saying something about that.
Yeah, please. because Lonnie put it up.
Selena, I'm just so proud of you, my baby.
Thank you so
You
much.
really did this well. Brooklyn Ellie, what's up, Brooklyn Ellie? What do you think us? Everyone that's in the building is, I think everyone is subbed up to each other on this
Yeah,
side.
pretty much.
Okay. Will
Yeah.
T, he was up here earlier doing his little show.
Oh,
I
really?
went over there, showed him some love. So, I think everyone's doing great. We just got to be mindful of each other. Sometimes I do get involved with the drama.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna curse this one out. But then it takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed. And it put me down for like 2-3 days. But it is what it is. So let me get down back in the chat.
Well, Arabia, I wanted to ask you some questions before you got down. I wanted to ask you,
Yes, ma'am.
with everything that has happened to you, how do you wake up in the morning? Like, what is it that drives you to keep going?
You know what? That's a good question. For right now, my answer is going to be the people on YouTube. I can't really say none of my family members. I really can't say that. Because a lot of times when I get up, if I don't see one of the YouTube creators that I'm, subscribed to up here, I just go and listen to some music. But then I have other things going on, because I live alone, so I have to keep up my house. And it's gonna be some other changes going on, but I really don't know how I do it. I don't. I really don't. I know that I'm not gonna live forever. Everything's on borrowed time, actually. I'm not just saying that to be like, oh well, no, I'm not saying that because you never know what's gonna happen.
Right.
I think I shared it in my videos. I could be walking down the street and then the universe will call me. So, you can't stop the universe from calling you.
Right.
Any other questions, my dear?
Well, the reason why I asked because I know you've kind of had a hard upbringing, and a lot of people would have given up and taken their life. And it always, I always I love documentaries. I watch them a lot. Hey, Lovey. Oh, Lovey's in the chat. We got you. We got
What's up,
Lovey's
lovely?
Cash App.
That's my baby.
So make guys, if anybody can give anything, if it's nothing but a little something, we have Lovey's Cash App on the screen. And we've been praying for Lovey. But I'm really impressed by, we all have issues, Arabia.
Yes,
but I'm
ma'am.
impressed by you for the simple fact that you're very comical, even though you're going through a lot. You are very comical. You laugh. I love your laugh. It's very funny. And but you haven't given up, and I find that's really encouraging. That should be encouraging for some of the people that are around you or were around you, because they know what you've been through and that you haven't given up. But it's some people that haven't even been through most of what you've been through, and they have took their life. They allowed the darkness to take over. And what I mean by that is spiritual darkness, where it's like, they have no hope. And
I've been there before. I've been there.
So, but how did you get out of it? Because it takes strength to get out of it.
What happened, I think the first time I tried to take myself out of here, I was like 17. So I ended up going to a mental institution. I stayed there for a month. And then later on, like when I went to prison and after I got out of prison, I went into therapy for a while. So a lot of the stuff that they taught me while I was in therapy, I practiced. I might not do it like out loud all the time. Might be in my subconscious. I don't know. And then I just got this fear, like if something like that was to happen, where would I go?
Right.
What? I've dreamed that I was dead before, but dreaming and going is two different things.
Right.
Because I remember when my people got killed back in 2011, I was having a lot of dreams about them.
Mm-hmm.
But as time passed, the dream stopped. But you know, it is what it is. You just got to keep going. Do what you got to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. So basically, it was something within you that told you not to give up.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Do you think that that was a God's voice, or what do you think that that was?
I
That
think someone is actually praying for me. Someone is looking out for Arabia Barbosa. I don't know who it is, but someone is doing it. So only thing I can say is thank you to that person.
Yeah.
Thank you to those persons or whoever it may be. It could be something else. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know. We never know. You just don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate what you're doing this evening. I mean, people have hit on the subject before, but not like the way you did. I mean, you just like totally like broke it down and explained certain things, and we need to hear it, especially myself, because I get caught up in the drama and don't even know how I got caught up.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I have too, and you know, me and you, Arabia, we have talked. So, you know, I was not expecting any of nothing of this kind of stuff. You know, especially with I know in the past I've had people to tell me to start my own channel, but I didn't want to get involved in any more drama with any more people. I ain't got time to be going back and forth. So it was a little scary for me to do this. But then when situations kept happening and then my name getting caught up, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get my own platform. I'm tired of these Negroes. And I don't know if you heard that song that I played earlier about thank you, thanking
I
the
heard
haters.
you. I heard
Yeah,
it.
because sometimes really your haters can get you closer to your promised land more than you thought, because you thinking, okay, you going through certain things and you dealing with certain type of people, and you like, dang, you kind of feel down or feel, angry about some things. But then you think about it, how can you use what you're going through? And I always say there is purpose in my pain. So some things that you're going through, that it's not it shouldn't be in vain. It shouldn't be a wasted lesson. You should learn
Absolutely.
something from it and then apply it and then do something with it. And so that's what I felt like I'm doing something with whatever I'm going through or what I've been through, because every lesson should not be wasted. You know what I'm saying? So
You're right.
I felt like, you know what? I'm gonna do something with this, since people want to have my name in their mouth in a
Yeah.
disparaging way. I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
in a
something with it.
disparaging way.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make something positive out of something that was supposed to be negative, something that was supposed to keep me hidden or keep me, vulnerable. I'm gonna do something with it, and that's why I started my own channel, so I can have my voice, and like-minded people can have that same voice.
Right.
And
That's true.
yeah, it's all about, your life should be about helping people around you, helping yourself, helping other people. Your life shouldn't be always about me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
What's the point, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're
Well,
absolutely right.
so I just wanted to and then I saw you, I said, Raven got her channel. Shoot, I need to kind of do my thing too. And look, Arabia don't care if it's one or two people in the chat. She gonna talk her stuff, and I know it. Arabia be clouded, boy. You be cutting up in these chats, but it's all. But when I see Arabia, I just start laughing. But I just laugh. But you're a lot of fun, and I enjoy you, and I'm
Thank
thankful
you.
that you came up here to grace my panel. because, like I said, you are very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank you.
yes, you are. You're very entertaining. So, like I said, and I thank you for your encouragement. But I do hope that you understand that, like I told you before, you are here for a reason. You are not trash. You
Okay.
are here for a reason and a season. And this is not some quote from Instagram or some quote from a comforting book or whatever, but I really believe that we are here to make a mark on the world. Some
Mm-hmm.
good, some make some good marks, some make some bad.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
my whole point of this live was to say, what side are you going to choose at the end of the day? That's my whole point, and I hope that I relate that to the audience and and to you guys, where you understand where I'm coming from and how this spiritual warfare that we cannot see, it's actually going on around us, you know. And so I just thank you, Arabia, for being a part of my panel and being a part of my chat today. Because
Thank you.
I was wondering where you were. I said, now Arabia, no,
Oh, I was in the chat. I was
Oh, okay.
listening. I didn't
Okay.
leave. I didn't leave. Now I just left for a second to
Mhm.
look over there at Lonnie's, not Lonnie, but Lovely's page. Then I came right back. So
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
But I've been here all the time. I
Yeah.
gotta support my people. I gotta support my people.
Yeah. And you can say my name, because sometimes you'd be like, that lady. Just go say Selena. You can say my name. I don't have a problem with it. Because
All right.
I know you be wanting to respect, but I don't have a problem with it. You might as well just say it. But I thank you guys so much. Everybody a part of this chat. I really appreciate it. Even those onlookers that's just looking to see what's going on. I appreciate the view. I hope that people will like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I'm just starting out. I'm not a big YouTuber or anything, and I'm not even trying to. I just want to be able to have a voice,
Right.
to be able to have like-minded people be a part of this chat. And as the words say, was it Nate the Great? I always say, and build together. So that's what it's all about. It's not about being seen in all of that, but I just want people to get the message that I'm saying. And also, while I'm saying the message, I'm also trying my best to apply it to my life and not
Yes.
just be doing a whole bunch of talking and not doing. So that's my goal each and every day, is I would say walk the talk, or is it, walk the talk. So walk it out. That's what I'm trying to do. Just walk this thing out. Thank you, Tamika. Thank you guys for being a part of my live. Like I said, usually I go like an hour, 30 minutes. I want to share this song with you again for those who didn't hear it, because I just love this song. Hopefully I can find it. You can stay up here, Arabia, or you can drop down if you
I'm gonna
want.
drop down. Okay.
Okay.
Love you. Good night.
All right, love you
I'm
too.
gonna be in
Thank
the
you
chat.
so
I'm
much.
gonna be in the chat.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see if we can find it. I think there it is, right here. This is a really good song. I love this song. Now tell me if y'all can hear it.
Had to tell him. What you say? Yo, All's my life, I swear I had to fight. Had to rock myself to sleep at night. Play me to the left when I was right. Enemy had made me lose my sight. But you put me right back in my mode. I was swerving, now I got control. Had to learn to grow and let it go. Toa, haters, yo, look what you made. Move the bitch, get out my way. I had to thank you today. Nothing's in vain. I had to cry through the pain. Now, thanks to you niggas, I'm paid. Calling me names. I do not care what you say. Everything's going my way. I got time today. This is a letter to all of my haters, and guess what it say? Had to tell them thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Told them niggas thank you. Yeah. Had to tell them thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Told them niggas thank you. Had to tell them thank you. Yeah. Therapy been dropping gems and gold. Love it, but I said I need some more. Told me listen up and don't forget. You can't have the highs without the lows. I was down back begging on my knees. On them for so long that they would bleed. Now I stand up tall and tell my haters, bet you gon' listen to me. Look what you made. Move the bitch, get out my way. I had to thank you today. Nothing's in vain. I had to cry through the pain. Now thanks to you niggas, I'm paid. Calling me names. I do not care what you say. Everything's going my way. I got time today. This is a letter to all of my haters, and guess what it say? Had to tell them thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Told them niggas thank you. Yeah, had to tell them thank you. Yeah, yeah. Told them niggas thank you. Had to tell them thank you. Yeah.
There was a time in my life where I had to look at myself in the mirror and say thank you. But first, I had to look at every ignorant person that ever came across my path and say thank you to them first. Because, hey, y'all, you made me the fly young nigga I am today. So if you ever doubt yourself, look yourself in the mirror and say, you got it, and thank you.
All right. Well, a little bit. Let me see if I can cam up. So I will see you guys on the next live. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming through. I really, really, really do. And I really hope that you guys learn something, or if it's already some things that you knew, that you will choose the right path for you. That's all I'm saying. Choose the right path for you, and let's try to treat people like we want to be treated at the end of the day. Thank you, Tina Marie, Ash Kiro, Lovey, Gartrell. Let's see, Free Thinkers. That's Ellie. Who else in here? Arabia, Tamika, Chicky. Let's see, Harley. Hey, Harley. Oh, yeah, you missed it. You probably have to do the playback. But I am so happy that you guys came. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening to me talk for an hour with about 32 minutes. And I hope that you guys come back again when I do my next live. And thank you so much for being a part of my little show tonight. And may you share this video, pass it on, because it's good to have subscribers, but also I'm just glad to have like-minded people. So everybody have a blessed day, and I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. All right, peace out. See y'all later.